talked about Ninja Warrior simulators on this channel before. For those of you who aren't familiar, when I say Ninja Warrior simulators, I'm referring to games where the gameplay is reminiscent of the Japanese show known in the English-speaking world as Ninja Warrior, and of course its numerous regional variants. Basically, I'm referring to video games where the core gameplay involves you traversing your way through usually linear, assault or obstacle courses using a variety of abilities. Walking, running, jumping, wall running and climbing, double jumps, slides, grappling hooks, teleports and so on. The general idea of the games being to make you, the player, feel badass as you make your way from point A to point B. Basically, Takeshi's Castle is to Fall Guys what Ninja Warrior is to Ninja Warrior simulators. But to understand Ninja Warrior simulators, we have to go back in time. Back to a time where these mechanics weren't really in video games much at all, and instead we need to look at their influence. Parkour. Incidentally, derived from the French for assault course, parkour, and its close relative free running, involve propelling yourself around urban landscapes IRL. For a while, this was just something that the abnormally tall kid in your school did around the schoolyard at lunchtime. But in the early 2000s, parkour started to pick up some mainstream attention, and it was even making its way into blockbuster movies. So, in just the same way that Black Friday shopping influenced the creation of the Battle Royale genre, the increased popularity of parkour and freerunning started to influence video games. The first game at least I remember using parkour as a selling feature was 2003's Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, whose wall running was, at the time, pretty damn unique. As the 2000s drew on, the inclusion of parkour in video games only ramped up, with the Templar exemplar being Assassin's Creed. After a few years of developers asking, how can we take our game and stick some parkour inside of it? One developer came along and said, how can we take parkour and stick a game inside of that? And so it was. Parkour, heights, and everything white. These were the ingredients to make the perfect free-running game. And thus, Mirror's Edge was born. Gone were the days of using parkour as an occasional tool during some regular gameplay mission. Now, parkour is the mission. And through brilliant design and craftsmanship, finally, gamers around the world could effortlessly enter the state of athletic flow they always dreamed of, all without ever needing to leave their $399 racing chairs. And for a while, that's how things were. Over the years, various Ninja Warrior Simulator games have been released, but none ever seemed to grab my attention and take me to that state of flow that I remembered feeling when playing the original Mirror's Edge back in the late 2000s. I thought that maybe that high was long gone, no longer attainable, until I remembered. Why don't I just play Mirror's Edge again? And so I did. I excitedly repurchased the game after previously having owned it on Xbox 360, and instantly I was immediately reminded of just how beautiful this game was. Bearing in mind this came out over 12 years ago, and it visually stands up very well today. After diving in feet first and playing through the first couple of levels, as the initial stun of the visuals started to wear off, I realised that, sadly, the magic just wasn't there. I reluctantly concluded that maybe I'm just too old for this. That rush of sliding headlong into a video game, old or new, and feeling the sensation of flow was simply lost to the days of my youth. And so with that, I gave up searching and just carried on with life. But wait, hang on a second. What's that sound? And that light in the distance? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, wait, it is a bird. It's Tony Hawk's Pro Bloody Skater! 2020's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 has been widely praised as not only a faithful remake of the 1999 and 2000 classics, but as a dosh-darn solid game in its own right. However, that's not the reason that I want to talk about this remake today. In fact, I almost reluctantly purchased this remake fearing that I would once again feel the mild shock of disappointment of nostalgia-tingled memories having lied to me about the feeling that a video game could offer. But I couldn't have been more wrong. Because as I was playing and playing, 100% completing the first of the two bundled remakes in a little over 2 hours, I realised that not only was I having fun, but I was feeling it. The feeling that I'd longed for playing Ninja Warrior simulators. That badass flow! I was jumping and spinning and flipping and grinding and riding all around these skate parks and city heights, linking stunts together, going fast and feeling cool as a slush puppy whilst I did it. Okay, sure, I was doing it on a skateboard and not with my bare feet, but at the end of the day, it's a video game. What I was actually doing was nearly zero physical movement at all, just how I like it. So despite the context being slightly different to the typical Ninja Warrior simulator game, the sensation was the one that I realised that I had been searching for all along. And if memory serves, and who knows, maybe it doesn't, I am nearly 30 now after all, the Tony Hawk series of games only leaned even harder into the setting up of obstacles and lines around the level in order to help the player achieve long combos and immerse them into that oh-so-coveted state of badass flow. So, with any luck, the success of the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes will lead to more of the original games being remade, and I and you can continue to get this rush of mental adrenaline as we swing around city skylines like Spider-Man on a skateboard. Wait, didn't they do that already? Anyway, in a really roundabout way, that is why the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games are the best Mirror's Edge games that I've ever played. If you enjoyed that scatterbrain journey that I just took you on, why not check out the video linked on screen right now where I talk about how video games changed my life, and hopefully you can reflect on how they changed yours too. Or check out this video that YouTube thinks you might like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks everyone.